Someone just followed. Who is that? Arcane Canvas Studios.
Oh, oh, here we go. So what the heck was I doing with that? I have no idea. Red clay, amber earth, ghost tint brown. Interesting. Tabaxi berserker. Zoom this out. Tabaxi berserker. Echo. This is what I based some of my past cat off of. I was looking to see if I had something cool. People. That's not it. Cobalt. Kiss. Keep it stupid simple. Succubus incubus. Purple worm. Stipple oxide. Wrath rates. Kaiju. Wild folk. Baba Yaga. Demons, Catfolk Ranger, Ace Dragon, Lich, Captain Blackscale, Mammoth, Hairfolk, Hydra, Black Malleus Fox, Hellborn Rogue, BAS Henchman. I don't have the base written down. Kelsner, Cat, Belmuth. Does not exist in this book. Bum, ba-da, bum, ba-da, bum, ba-da, bum, bum. How are you, lit the forest? How are you, Grey Wolf, my love? Did your nails today? Aw, shit, girl. How'd you do 'em? How'd you do 'em? Hi. Do you want to go back where you can earn me, like, points on the internet for being on screen? Be much appreciated. Please and thank you. So, Grey Wolf. I might do an extra stream tomorrow during the day. That's fucking awesome, Lit. That's fucking awesome right there. Um, well, so hold on. Something seems louder than it's supposed to right now. 1 second. Ah, that's why it's so much louder. I had YouTube turned up on the browser source because reasons. Um. All right. So why Painty might do an extra stream tomorrow? I've got to troll Yab in the morning. Um, he does deserve that. So for those that don't know, Yab, one of the Australian streamers, is going to play I Love You, Colonel Sanders. It's a dating sim game that is absolutely cringe and absolutely hilarious. Why he indulged me, I will never know. But I do need to be present and troll him on that and clip farm the ever-living shit out of it. So I Love You, Colonel Sanders Lit is free on Twitch. Not Twitch, Steam. Just so you're aware. But anyway, my day yesterday. That's where this story. It's got a very hot Colonel Sanders. A reason to go he goes way too hard for no reason. For the record. Way too hard for no reason. Chicken Daddy. For sure. For sure. Anime hot daddy all day, every day. I was streaming with Potato Bun Stew, and they pointed that out. And I was like, yeah, I need to see you play this game. Because he played Date Everything. And let me tell you, if you want to think it was a dumpster fire of shenanigans when he played Date Everything, you are correct. It is the absolute holy shit, who let this man out of the world? But she's the one that told me about it. And I said, yeah, I need to see you play this game. And Yab's like, is that all I am to you, Painty? Is all I am your dating sim game player? I'm like, yes. Yes, Yaddy, that is all you are to me. So I have to be present for his stream for some time. So after my morning coffee, more than likely, okay, I need to finish the story. First, let's get your paint out, and then we'll continue to tell the story. So yesterday, we were informed that our project essentially ran out of money. We were waiting for task orders to come in because our client said, "Don't worry, they'll be there." We've been down this road once before, so right now we're kind of on a weapons hold for all work. I had a little bit of work to get me through yesterday. This morning, somebody kept trying to throw me on random things. They go, you know what? I'd rather PTO it. Okay, so Grey Wolf wants Space Marine 2. Lit wants someone to play Space Marine 2 with. I think I see a match here, but I'm not quite sure. So this morning I log in, I essentially do all the work I'm supposed to do. This music is still way too loud in my ear.
Oh, thank you, Arcane Canvas Studios, coming in with the awesome
people. Aww. Here comes Arcane Canvas. Hello. Welcome in Arcane Canvas Studios. We just met earlier today. Someone raided into you. I think it was Sir Cryo Cheese. So thank you for those bits. It is going well. We're starting to get our paints out, and we're going to start painting some of our Borderlands characters. I do need a red. Yeah, I don't really need a red right now. But welcome in, Raiders! I am Painty Paint Paints. The first. I paint miniatures. I paint busts. I paint all kinds of various things. My cat, the keeper of the stream, the grand poobah of all things falling outside, is currently not here. So we'll turn that off. Tonight is Board Game Wednesday. I decided, since I have a wall of shame, that's probably way bigger than I should ever have. On these eves, on Wednesdays, we would paint something simple and victorious. So we are currently working through various board games that I own. We own Elden Ring, Batman the Animated Series, Shadow of the Bat, and Borderlands. For these figures, we are attempting to do a cell shading. So we're cell shading various amounts of these. These are the Tink Psycho Camp that I'm working through right now. This is the last one out of that box, aside from the bases that needs to get painted up, so I'm going to focus on that. We will be using some Dalarelli inks later on. We are using metallics. We're not messing with any non-metallic shenanigans. It's meant to be a goof off and relaxing time. And we're here to put a victory on the board. So we shall do so. If you need to raid and run, that's totally okay. Arcane Canvas Studio, thank you so much for that raid. I need to write your name down. You do have an Instagram, right? Arcane Canvas. I was saying Lit wants to play Space Marine 2 with somebody. Thank you so much. I will, at the end of every night when I post my hobby streak photo, I usually put in who's rated me or who hung out with me all night on stream. So that's the only reason why I asked. But, because they're accessible and right there, we also paint up these guys. And we do the similar type of style, trying to keep to a comic book and cel-shaded type style, but it's not always perfect or amazing. Like the Scarecrow there, I do need to add a little bit more of a harsher line, which we might just keep him out. And we'll see. But we have 3 more villains to paint in that box. And then we'll be on to our heroes. Thank you so much for that, Lurk. It means a lot. Hello, my love. How are you? What's up? I need brushes too. You know, if you want to paint a miniature, you might need a brush or two. Dog aggro. Not opening the window right now. He's out there burning stuff. I don't want that coming inside, please. some of this. Hi, can I help you? Hmm? I usually don't mind when you're hanging out with me. Right when I'm starting to stream, sweetie, it's very much enjoyed if you just chilled out just a smidge for me. Is that too much to ask? Hi, can I help you? Hmm? Sweetie? Sweetie? Hi. Did you want some attention? Is that what you were trying to tell me? I haven't paid you enough attention this day? Did you want to tell Lid about your adventure outside? When I put you on the leash and the harness and we walked you outside and she did the really cute like cat like oblonged I don't know how to walk in this deal? It was really cute. Hmm? Do you want to tell all the lovely viewers? Yeah, please. What you doing there, nerd? That's right now. Really, what she would like is the window open, but I'm not opening it right now because the neighbor behind me is burning trash. It's, it'll smell it. Well, not burning trash. He's burning yard waste. No. That handled that problem. Da-da. Oh, so I was telling a story, by the way. Currently, I'm waiting on task orders and NTPs to come. They don't appear to be happening at the rate that people thought they would be happening. So, about 10 o'clock today, I said, fuck it. My ass is logging out and I'm burning PTO. Because my choice is to help someone help people that, quite frankly, don't deserve it. Or I can log out and really enjoy my time. So, uh, that means tomorrow morning I get to watch Yap struggle in a dating sim. And then after that, I'm kind of freed up to do whatever I want. So, stream all day, stream not all day. I don't really fucking know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, no, man, just follow. You might have unfollowed me. You might have unfollowed me. How dare you? Nor, you are the pinnacle of all Twitch streamers on miniature painting. How dare? How? I'm kidding. Love you. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow morning to watch the dumpster fire that is Yab play. Oh, I know. I remember. I remember your fit. I remember your fit. Cal was asking about you. I said I'm letting him cool off right now. He was a little frustrated with me last time, so I was letting him cool off. I was letting him do a cool off. I, it's okay. Uh, uh, da-da-da-da. Welcome back. Ah, okay. I didn't know if it was like one of the ginger chats where everybody got about something. Had a new person come around talking about color theory, or wanting to talk about colors and color selections and theories. Ugh. I don't partake in that as much as I used to. The thought has crossed my mind recently, but I have elected not to. Stuck in a bar for 4 hours. Did you get your sword? Were you collecting your sword? Ah, and your cash. Ah, sheep. That's good. So was it Andal that you finally got? I've been keeping up through other. Oh, by the way, I got a new camera in Nomad. Zooms out. And it's manual focus. So it should not bleed out as much when I'm painting whites. And it's a little bit more true to the colors that I'm painting. You can see how terrible his mask looks right now. Holy shit. That's good. That's good. I'm glad you were able to acquire the sword that you. Oh, I started repainting the. I took the purple out, and I wanted to go with that yellow, make it a little bit more golden. I think it'll be a lot more cohesive. Keep my red fins and blues and oranges on the outside. That'll be. Oh, come on. Come on, Norm. Come on. Show no fear. Yay! And it's sight unseen and it's in their top five. That's amazing. Really? Oh, so, yeah, you actually have it. Sorry. I'm a little slow right now. My brain may be. It's got short fingers. I mean, wasn't that part of like the actual filming of it was trying to get the stuff fit just right so they wouldn't have, so they could, have bits of it be realistic. Because I mean, I remember seeing the sword on screen and I was like, something seems off or thin with how they had like all of the hilts seemed super thin for what they were doing with it. Yeah. Um, but if you look at like the size comparison of the hilt of Sting, it seems much wider and fatter than yeah. So that's kind of like the thought is that if you took like the two long swords and you put them side by side, one handle seemed thicker than the other, and it's like so, something always kind of bothered me about it. Yeah. But it when you said that, it now makes sense that the hilt would have been different for the size of the hand. They did a lot of really clever movie magic through the sets. I just it it's more of like the while you're not able to pick up on like actual scales about like how big something is unless someone describes it. If you look at like Game of Thrones and their swords that they were a little bit more uniformed in like the handle size, and everything looked much larger. Like the great sword that Ned Stark used was massive, so the handle was massive and the hands barely fit all around it. You kind of got that effect. Yeah, I mean they never stopped using those old techniques. It's just Peter Jackson brought it back because that was the only way a lot of the cast like really engaged in it. Sean Bean didn't like helicopters, so he frequently hiked 5+ miles in full gear to get to a shooting location because he did not want to get in a flying chopper, which is fair. Yeah. But it when you said that, it made more sense for it to be the way that it was. Also, yeah, uh, he didn't like flying in helicopters apparently, so he would frequently walk up the mountains or whatever in full pack. It was one of the stories that came out of Lord of the Rings. So, and tomorrow Yab is going to play "I Love You, Colonel Sanders." So get your clip fingers ready, sweetheart, because it's going to be a clip heavy session. Yeah. As long as it's not hurting anybody, does it really matter? Oh, I got that monster. Something is going to. Mm-hmm. Hello, Bloom. How are you? What's for dinner? Ba. This is not just short. You know, that would be a very funny dating game. Have someone ship a sword from like Lord of the Rings and have Viggo Mortensen's voice pop up. This is not your sword. Mm-hmm. The boxer. That's hilarious. That's what made me think of a dating sim for random objects instead of it be date everything. Just be order your favorite starlet stuff. Good evening, Helgrat. How are you? Uh, so tomato mozzarella salad. Do you do that with balsamic vinegar or not? I'm doing all right. I'm working on painting this guy most of the day. I was painting her up. Uh, okay. I'm just not a huge balsamic vinegar person. Because it's bothering me over the crap out give me a second. No, man, I'll give it to you. I don't think any of my mods are here. Yeah. I haven't changed that policy yet. Or, ah, there you go, no mana. Half a basil plant? I mean, I do the same thing sometimes. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm going to share this image. Because I see what you're saying. That would be super spooky to open the box and see Vigo staring at you with the sword. That's pretty intense. That's a lot of intense. That's like, oh shh. I I understand. It's just um, at one point, uh, one of my aunts really liked Moroccan seasoning, like the kind that you put that shit on everything. Except the problem is that Moroccan seasoning doesn't go on everything. But yeah, I was working on her most of the day as well. Was trying to stay with a cooler palette on all of her colors. I mean, eye candy is always eye candy, Joe, no matter what. All eye candy is eye candy. Excellent. You still on Discord? Or did you drop that? Give me a few minutes, I'll toss you. Give me a moment. It's all good. It's all good. Alright. Let me know when you're back. Back. Yeah. I've seen the other side a few times now, man. I know what it's like. Wrong command. There we go. Right command. Well, don't do that with Yab. Yeah, we'll do a TTS that says everyone should go follow No Man a Man. Autopilot, my friend. Autopilot. That was a crazy big sword. I know. Yeah. So, is it okay to share the second link? I know you don't want the first one shared. After ads. Not everyone will click it, though. I know you don't like having your photos plastered. And there's a bot that does go up on YouTube. So that's why I was asking. Respecting your privacy. Why is my ad button not working? It is a very shiny sword. Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for ads to go by. There should be an ad break. But for whatever reason, my ad button isn't adding to OBS right now, and I gotta figure that out. Ad jail. I don't know why it's being so stupid right now. It's like, what the frackety frickety frick? Essentially, yes. So, alright, ads are over now. So that's Andal right there. In which you can see the engraving and it's pretty and it's shiny, right? This is your two-hander sword right here, right? Or is it this one that's the two-hander? Oh. That the two-hander's on the left side. The one with what looks like the gold top. Yeah. I just want to say that the handle of the Claymore feels larger and looks larger than that of Andal. Right? Like this handle on the far left looks bigger than these two. Yeah. And that's why it always felt weird in Lord of the Rings, because this sword did not feel proportioned to, like, the sword's proportion to the user instead of it being more of a standard size. And that's what I was talking about earlier when you were mentioning, like, the hand size of the sword was like really small and he had skinny fingers, so the handle was like much smaller than others. Yeah. And but it looks really great on theatrics because you don't have like a bunch of extra sword hanging out there and they can like hold on to it properly. But it messes with my head, man. Because I mean, it was meant to be a one-handed sword, wasn't it? Or is it meant to be a hander and a half? Yeah. Um, Hander and a half though gave you a little bit more reach when you were using one-handed, didn't it? Because I mean, you would always choke next to the crossguard for more stability when swinging. Right. One-handed for theatrics. It's always clobbering time. No, I have not seen the new. Fantastic Four and do not plan to. Yeah. Adeptus Trunkus! Welcome in. How are you doing, Torquey Torque? That's good. It's well balanced. Uh oh. Me and Catra had an adventure outside today. I put her on a leash and a harness and took her outside. She got to sniff the plants. She seemed to be in a done state, so I brought her back inside. She got to chew on some weeds that I think she was really wanting to chew on. She seemed rather content. About 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I looked over at my boss and said, "We ain't got no fucking work. My ass is taking out the rest of the day off. I'll check back in to see if there's billable shit coming in, but I don't really give a shit." Uh, a little bit of it is actually weeds. Uh, it was a plant that was growing up through some rocks. It isn't harmful. I'm pretty sure it's not. She wanted to chew on it, and the best way to let animals learn what's safe and isn't safe by letting them chew on stuff. But she got to have some adventure time and experience the outside. So she was kind of chill for the rest of the day. I was like, okay, so maybe I can do this a little bit more frequently. She did not instantly fight the harness when it was put on her, so that's a victory in my book. He was at the bar talking to his bartender, honey. Yeah. Snagging those. You cradle robbing over there, boy. Cradle robber. That's what you are. Cradle robber. You don't want that level of drama. Da, 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 da. Maybe she was looking for a sword daddy. Oh. I might need to borrow that policy. If I assume I want to date. Sorry. My head was resting against one of my light bars, and I could feel the fan vibrating, and it's like I need to get it off where it was at. Oh, I mean, there's a number of policies. One, don't be on the dating apps. Two, if it requires an extensive amount of money to see the person, the answer is no. So there, I had this conversation with somebody at their retirement party, and they're like, there's nobody for me, dating da 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 da, blah 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 blah. Nobody's out there. I'm like, you do realize that if you went out there, you could get a date pretty easily. But she was talking about like problems her son was having, which was essentially each date was like 10, 20, like these people are like expecting an absorbent amount of money to be spent because they want an experience, right? Like your first date better be to a 5-star restaurant, and it better be wined and dined. We're talking food and wine experiences here. And I said, yeah, because a lot of people are valuing experiences over the actual date. And the date is just kind of the expectation of the experience. Good evening, Antifreeze. I jokingly said, I said, if you put yourself on one of those dating apps, you're going to have to beat them off with a stick. I hold on. I don't even buy sushi on the first date. It's not my thing.
Mr. Brightside, but you're trying to date in 20.
Hold on. Essentially, that's what it's like dating in 2025. That person is an amazing parody writer. I worked at Dairy Queen. Oddly enough, there was a first date that did end up at Dairy Queen for a snack. And I realized never doing that again for a long time. No, she's actually really, really, really talented. Yeah. She's really talented. She's actually a really good singer. That one's not exactly one of her best, but the lyrics are there. But no, she's actually amazing. She actually did one of those, Nomana. She did a parody of Barbie Girl, but it called it The Influencer Life. She did Shaggy, It Wasn't Me, from the girl's perspective. I actually I like parody musics. Um, she's really awesome. A Girl with the Hearse is awesome. Oh, I need metallic stuff. Not done with those yet. Isn't she good? She does a lot of really good ones. Yeah, but the reason why this one's so much like he does parodies of the songs, and that's what I enjoy about them. Um, One second, I need water. Yeah. Give her a follow and check out her stuff on Instagram, Kel. I have never been sad watching one of her videos. Oh, okay. Like, I actually get sad when I don't see them pop up. Yeah. But, she's. Eh, looks like she takes care of herself. I'll be honest. I mean, I like people that do really good. And she is one of the few. And she does not seem to have a OnlyFans or a hidden fans or something along those lines that she's trying to get you to subscribe to. She just wants to make music and be parodied of it. I'm here for it. I'll still laugh. Because I don't really care, to be honest with you. I want to be entertained and I want to enjoy something with somebody. I am frequently tired of having every hero or idol or thing that you can admire and enjoy be ruined by something or someone because of a bad decision. The truth is, listening to Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters is really hard at times because of what he did to his wife. Other reasons too, but the wife thing really does stick out a little bit on that one. So as long as I am entertained, I don't care. The moment they turn it political and be stupid, it's bye bye. I mean, there's a number of people that are out there on apps that are, working to make their money as hard as they can. A good example of that was Katie Soros. She ran, she runs an ADHD podcast for adults, and she writes for Playboy. She used to stream on Twitch. She fought with TikTok a lot. She was the pirate lead at the Ren Fair. Yay! When tomorrow? Excellent. She's done amazing D&D stuff. She's worked her butt off to get where she's at. She's dropped a shit ton of weight. Holy cow. I don't know how she did that, but damn, she lost weight. Um, Welcome in, Hootie. How you doing? It took me a moment. We were talking about celebrities, and I thought someone was saying Hootie and the Blowfish. It was not that. Sorry. Oh, she's natural. She's very natural, trust me. Different Hootie. Different Hootie. Different Hootie. But, you know, it's everyone enjoys what they enjoy, and it's, you know, I care more about what the person's, you know, trying to achieve than what they genuinely look like. So the Roboso, welcome back in. Oh, I know. Tucker or whatever his name is. It's not hitting on the marks that it's supposed to hit on. How fair are you tonight? I mean, I've seen the other side too many times, so I don't really care. I've had that conversation before. As well. Bum, 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 bum. So how you doing tonight, LaRobo? And Hootie? Uh, we were discussed. Oh, I dropped a link to someone earlier on. A lady singing about dating in 2025 did a parody of Mr. Brightside, a song that was popular a while back. And rather than listen to the music, Norm was focused on the physical aspects of the person, which is fine. We're all attracted to different things, but she has some pretty serious vocal cords. Ba, ba, ba. And she just did a lot of makeup. That's what she did. And that's okay. You're allowed to do that. Ba, da, 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 ba. Yeah. You need to go lay down, Norm, and take a rest. Ba, ba, no, no. Surgery. Shortcuts to beauty and happiness is not usually a lasting aspect of life. If you want to make meaningful changes, you need to change your life in the ways that are going to be lasting rather than fictitious. There are no shortcuts in life, unfortunately. We were also talking about dating and how expensive it is these days. So expensive these days. Ba, ba. Oh, teeth are like one of the craziest things that people go on about sometimes. The amount of beauty that people put in a smile is insane. To the point it was actually something that was asked when I went to my current dentist. I'm like, I don't care. But the teeth are what people see. It's like, do you know how much work it takes to go through a dental tray, beauty whitening strips, cleaning this up, cleaning that up? It's really hard for me to stay focused to brush and floss every night. Yeah. And even then, one of my teeth do not match, and I don't like smiling anyway, so I don't really care. Ba-da, ba-da, mm. That antifreeze, that I would agree you need to do. Oh, fuck off. Water pick. Goddamn rich ass motherfucker. Excuse me, I have a water pick. It's where you get the string and you put it between your teeth to get all the stuff out between your gums to help fight gingivitis. I'm not by. I don't. I don't. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Well, I mean, there's different ways to be around cameras now, and it's more acceptable to be hiding yourself and your person, who you are. Like I was in presence on with painting to scale, and we did not take a photo as they were trying to get everyone together for a Twitch photo. But no, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like that. That's like some self masochistic stuff right there, man. No, 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 no. I barely like flossing. And I only do it so the lady doesn't yell at me when I go to the dentist. Some of that is and isn't. I mean, we put a lot of self-worth into beauty. So for some they have to. And it's your job to, support as you can. When you can. Because I mean, Roba. Is it is it supposed to be Spanish? Just out of curiosity. Or is it German? Yeah. I mean, that's the truth of um, every so often, if you do a research study with waitresses that talk about makeup versus non-makeup, Spanish. So it's la robo. Son of a One second, I need to get my tongue ready. Spain Spanish, not Mexican, right? Spain Spanish or Spanish. Or Mexico Spanish. My God, how many different headspaces do I need to break right now? Apparently, like 1,000. Spanish. I was trying to get the enunciation La Raba, like Roboa Roba Oros. like the robo, like I keep seeing ROBA in my brain, so like robo, and it's roba, 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 it's like roba, so it's like roba oros, la roba oros. That's a tongue twister. Yeah, don't let me near words. I'm terrible with them. Ba 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 ba. All right, I think it's time to do some bases. Bum 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 ba da da dum bum 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 ba da bum 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 bum. Uh, he might know a little, actually. No Mana Man is our resident globetrotter, so I wouldn't put it past him. Ba-da-bum, bum, 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 ba-da-bum. I mean, you can argue it's the same thing, Lau, with my Spanish. I thought I was going to be a cool kid in high school and take German, and that would be the better language because nobody would be in it. I did not realize until I left my little hide hole of a life in the Midwest how important Spanish would have been as a language, as a secondary language. Do not need these on right now. Take them off. Oh, frick, there's it. There it is. I mean, I'm just reflecting what's inside, right? I'm kidding. It was more of a just everybody was taking Spanish, so in high school I wanted to be different because I wanted to be the coolest kid. So I was going to take German, and I stuck with that rather than Spanish. But if I had kept Spanish, probably would have more use for it where I live rather than the broken Spanish that I know, which is essentially no bueno, and a handful of other easy things. It's really bad when your neighbor comes over and helps you, and he's a native Mexican Spanish speaker. And he was helping me install a dishwasher, and I said no bueno, and he started laughing. He goes no bueno. I'm like, son of a bitch. I did not realize what I had just said. But he's a super nice guy, and I really like giving him a big wad of cash to help me around the house sometimes because I need help from time to time. So he was the cool. Uh, I was the one that everybody avoided, so probably the cool freak. Not really. Our high school was 1,000. Well, my graduating class was 700 some people. When we started, add in a quarter of that population, we started with roughly 1,500 kids in high school in our freshman year. And only about 700 made it out. I was talking with one of the guys that used to run cross country with one day, and he was like, "Oh, congratulations on getting out of the city." So success is differently labeled. The Hillary election, when she ran, when they stopped in the St. Louis area for one of the debates, the guy on camera, the guy in the red sweater, Ken Bone, I used to go to high school with him. We were in school together. We used to talk about Legend of Zelda strategies back in the day. And everybody saw how he turned out. So be safe with your sword and don't cut yourself too bad. I never told you the story of my previous partner. Thank you. I'll try to be relaxing. I might do a longer stream tomorrow, since I'm essentially out of work, at actual work, so I might just... So, I had a partner once upon a time, No Mana. She went to the Ren Fair a long time ago with her parents and said they were playing a game called Trust the Pirate. So you give a pirate $20 and they will give you something back. What they give you back can range from, let me zoom this out, because I'm going to need to point to something, a body part in a second, can range from a very, very cheap thing to a very expensive thing. So you're gambling with like $20, and honestly, you could get something that's super nice or something that's super shit. She was hanging the rapier that she got, or the little short sword, apparently had fallen and landed right in between her wrist right here and had gone all the way through. So she drove to the hospital with the weapon out, wrapped in a bandage, and her wrist above her head the entire time. So I say be careful. It slipped. No, it wasn't piece tied. She was hanging it in her house at the time. You want to know the worst part, Antifreeze? No Mana? You really want to know the terrible part? It happened at home. Yeah. And she drove herself to the emergency room. She's ex-Air Force. So she's prior military, in which you're taught to treat everything as a weapon. The first time that she ever came to my house, I had jokingly said something, and she goes, "Oh, by the way, so that's how she knew to keep her wrist above her heart, essentially to keep from bleeding out, was through military first aid training. The first time that she ever came over to my place, after HR non-sensitive conversation that you're not privy to, we were talking, and she goes, "Oh, by the way, I have a 45 in your house." I'm like, "What the? How did you brought a gun into my house? You can't just bring a gun into my house casually." So, yeah, that was kind of the stories that I had from her. Well, I will be honest with you, No Mana. That was the least of my worries at that time. But I'm looking for something. I had a big old glob of it out earlier. Where did it go? Some of a biscuit. Um, I am from the US. Yes and no, that is a normal statement, Rabba. It is more of a, it depends on the area you're at and the people you grow up around. I grew up around not having guns in the house, and both of my parents are prior military. She grew up where it was common to have guns in the house and expected to have guns as self-defense. It was a shift between our personalities and something that was definitely different between the two of us. Ultimately, this is one of the reasons why we ended up breaking up. But the it is and isn't common to have guns in a house. It's just, it's not as like everybody's like, oh, you're in America, therefore you get a gun. Not really. That's not always true. Hello, my love. How are you? Hmm. What's up? No man is back. You want to say hello to him? Do you want to tell him about your adventure outside? Uh, it was more of one that she did a concealed carry. That she was permitted to conceal and carry. And it's like, okay, I don't really care. Honestly, it didn't help. And one of the reasons why we ended up moving in together is because she felt unsafe in her area because she was around nothing. And I was like, okay, well, I guess we accelerate this plan, which was both a good and bad idea at the same time. Uh, it it really just depends on the area you're at. Like a lot of the dark humor is starting to come. So I like watching political satire a lot. Um, One of the funnier points of political satire is the guy that did the jokes about RFK, and he'd recently joked about some things and like the, hey, that's mine. This is mine. It's not yours. This is mine, sweetie. Um, like the recent debacle around Jimmy Kimmel and what he said about Charlie Kirk is scary and sad. Yeah. Hello. How are you, my love? Okay. What's up? Um, a lot of it was on his show. He was meant to do what he was doing, but he was also expressing that it's not okay what happened. And we should not be resorting to gun violence to solve our problems. That is not the point of the right to bear arms. The right to bear arms is not that. Ba-da-da. What's up? How are you? You okay? What? What's up? Well, why you try to figure out what you're doing with your life really quick? I'm going to do some of this over here on the space that needs to have this evened up just a smidge more. Yeah. I mean, the discussion is far and wide, but it was still a tragic event that happened, even though the guy was a dipshit and a dumbass. Sparking all kinds of fucking problems for me right now, too. You going down? Can we not use my hip as your scratching post, please? Please and thank you. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you for gracing me with your presence. I'm glad I was able to give you something to be amused by. Here we go. Even up that base. All about that bit. It depends where you go. 100%. You go to Texas? No, don't feel safe. You go to Florida? Don't feel safe. You go to a national park? Fine. It's all dependent upon where you travel to and what you go and see. Not all areas are the same. And not all people are the same. I mean, aside from you, Cal, and one other person that I know in Florida, it's fine. It's just right now they're all on the crazy trains. Just a smidge. It's not specifically you, but you know what I mean. If someone was going to go to Florida and you're like, "Oh, what part of Florida?" and they go, "We're going to go to Fort Myers," what would you say? Well, no, you're not too far from Fort Myers. We're like Australia. All right, so one of my other previous partners really liked the data and like wildlife and fish life and ocean life. One coast off of Florida, they were tracking drug shipments because sharks like to flock there because they got addicted to cocaine. In Australia, you die for a animal. In Florida, you die for a human. Oh, oh, I wasn't expecting that one. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, you're not fully wrong. You just got to watch out for the Tiger King people and the alligators. there's plenty of animals in Florida that will kill you. But the possibility of it being a human is believe they said Mexico? Crocs. Um Sharks and snakes that want to give you a hashtag. Ah, Spain. You know how that happened, Cal? Samuel L. Jackson had a movie called Snakes on a Plane. And the plane crashed, and the snakes got out of the plane, and they decided to make population in Florida. Damn it, the add button doesn't work. Son of a biscuit, why doesn't... Excuse me, the ad jail's about to start. Why are you not working everywhere? What changed recently? Hmm. What's up, Epic Cheese TV? How are you doing? I want to go to Iceland actually and go hiking once, but that hasn't happened yet. So I knew a couple that did travel to Iceland and they wanted to do hiking. So Iceland, actually checks your luggage and stuff when you come into the country because they don't want you to bring in foreign materials on their boots. So they brought hiking boots and they brought spare hiking boots. But essentially, what they wanted you to do is pay the $20 fee to have someone clean your boots, um, to make life better. Good evening, Jay. How are you? We're going to go for a little bit longer tonight. I don't exactly have to log into work tomorrow, or I don't feel the need to be on a specific time frame. So we're going to wrap up these batches of what we got here, and then we'll see how we feel. Hiking for like walk, but walk in the woods. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Yeah. It's one of those that so they like to be an outdoorsy people and they like to go do all of that kind of stuff. They did hikes in Canada, or not Canada, Alaska, where there was a really like odd bird call. Um, that the person really fell in love with, but like they talked about getting into Iceland with their current like hiking equipment, because hiking boots are things that you really want to break in and have conform to your feet. Um, like they were scared, but essentially Iceland would have you pay like a fee and they would clean the boots and give you a passing inspection. And it's, not bad. It's one of those that, if you're not paying attention, or like, it's one of those that you like, if you lose your boots, you get like really frustrated by. So they carried like extra boots with them and stuff. I thought it would be nice to kind of do stuff like that. One of the Tiger King people actually ended up in Iceland or Greenland. I can't remember which it was. I think it was Iceland. And he was filming another documentary. Yeah. It just depends. Depends on the seriousness of which some people like to hike. I'm not a super hardcore hiker, but I do like to wander in the woods sometimes. Ba-dum-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. I don't call it a walkabout. I call it fucking about. The fook about. Bum, 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 ba, bum. Bum, 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 ba, da, bum. Oh, it's not too dissimilar, honestly. I think it would be pretty much on par. Actually, when I did my or it's your dyslexia. Welcome in, Kimmy. Been a while. Thank you for that stretch. Oh, oh my back needed that. Let's see. Today I did 5.42 miles. So roughly 10 kilometers. A little over 10 kilometers. I used to run cross country, so in racing terms, we had 5Ks or 10Ks, and 10 kilometers was roughly 5 miles. Or some people did 5 mile runs. It just depended on the race organizers and event organizers. That's the reason why I know it. I've averaged past 15K when I'm at conventions, but today was a rare and unique day that I got to actually go for like an hour long walk in the park and push myself on the laps because of me not having to physically be at my desk all day, which was nice. I got to listen to some of my audiobook more. Yeah. It's actually kind of nice when you can do that, like those long walking days. It feels partner hated it, but I actually kind of like it. Um, I find it nice. Uh, when I was, oh, son of a biscuit, I need to hold on. I like completely screwed the rim up on this one. Um, one of the reference So on Wednesday nights, Rubba, I may have gone a little too hard on Kickstarters at one point. So I have gathered Batman, Shadow of the Bat, Elden Ring, and uh Borderlands. So I want, yeah, yeah. So what I want to do is I wanted to focus on painting various board games and work on painting them up and feel like I'm getting them done and accomplishing them, because if I don't paint them, they're never going to get painted. So for me on a Wednesday night when it's halfway in the week and depending on my work schedule or my workload or what I have to do at work can be really crappy. So rather than stress over like perfect blends and stuff like that, I usually pull these guys out to kind of be like palette cleansers, simple paints, easy victory mode things, so that I'm not feeling like I'm spinning my wheels when I'm painting. So, oh, here, hold on. Kitty cam works. Okay, kitty cam's not going to move the way I want it to move. I need to let that rim dry for a second. Discord, where are you? There you are. Scroll up. There it is. Hello, my love. Can I help you? Copy? Can I help you? Is there something you specifically want, my love? While she's there. That's what my wall of potential looks like, Roba. Um, there's quite a bit of Elden Ring. There's Borderlands. There's Batman. Puss in Boots has been painted. Yeah. So the idea is to paint something to get a victory and relax. I am Batman. Hello. Okay. Goodbye. Uh, so if I ever get to play with, I will be happy, but I want to paint something. It's a chance to paint something in a different art style, and it's something that does not require to be painted all the way to like a display standard or a crazy high standard. It's something that you want to paint to have fun with. Um, yeah. So I'm working through my boxes. I'm trying not to buy or add to my list as much. I break the rule a little bit, but I did not buy nearly as much as I normally would in a year. Give me a second. I got no mana. So now I have just these guys I want to do a little bit of cleanup on. A 3D printing machine. A 3D printing machine. Son of a bitch. A 3D printer. That's what I wanted to say. I'm not done yet. You can calm down. You're okay, my love. They're Spanish, so it's a little bit harder. So. But yes, none of us English all that well. Son of a biscuit. It just broke. After yesterday, Kel, just blame it on the Tylenol. Please do not react to that. It is a joke. It's a very bad one. All right. These all go in a dun bun. So, sinks are squared away. There are times I don't even know how to say the English word in English. When I was in school, we did not have phonics, so phonetically speaking is a foreign concept to me sometimes. I did not. I look forward to seeing that. I mean, I like the Batman the Animated Series. I grew up watching this cartoon series, so this one holds a special spot in my heart. Oh, son of a bitch. What are you? Which version is that? That is. Damian Wayne. So that would be something along the lines of the video game. Yay, butter chicken and rice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ladies, germs and things. Tonight we did quite a bit. I worked on this lady during the workday because I had nothing really to do, so I did focus on her a little bit. She was a piece I started at ReaperCon. The class I took was experimenting cold colors, using that for highlights rather than using warm highlights. So I wanted to compare and contrast the two figures together. The sculpts are different, but this is using like reds, warms, and yellows, and this is meant to be cold and not warm. And I feel like it's being achieved that way because the skin tone looks nice, and I mean they both look amazing. Just kind of a different idea. So we might be finishing these two up tomorrow. Along with putzing along with his butts. There's a good chance I may do a day stream tomorrow, just as a heads up. I am technically out of work to do at work, and they do not have NTPs or task orders for me, so I'm burning PTO because I don't want to help anybody else. Yes, I am being petty. And no, I don't fucking care. It's Spanish. Spanish, not other Spanish. So, with that being said, let us go see what our good friend Layden Rosas is up to. Everyone prepare to start dodging the arrows. So, Layden looks like she's working on her League of Legends character. Let's go say hello to her. Everyone have a great day. I shall see you tomorrow, possibly. Be kind to yourselves, love yourselves, and don't forget to ask her for the greater good.